Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Raiders Sports Network. I'm Nick Sedlis alongside Sam Stern. Tonight we got a beautiful matchup to open up the season here at home for these Regis Jesuit Raiders. They take on Overland. Now, Sam, give me a lowdown of this matchup.
Well, I'd like to start off, Nick, by saying how excited I am for this upcoming basketball season. I'm really looking forward to it. I think we have a lot of great talent this year. Obviously, this state is jam-packed with talent when it comes to basketball, but I think this year we're going to give all those teams we're going to be playing a real run for their money. And you know what a perfect team to play on the first night, especially a team that last season we opened up against at Overland. This time they're here in our house. Last time we actually played a great game, highlighting one of the best plays in Colorado history when it comes to dunks. I mean, Sam Bannock threw down one of the best tomahawks. It was nationally ranked. So it was a great dunk, and sadly we came up short, but I think tonight this team's looking for their kind of rematch and hopefully coming back, and it's going to be a great matchup tonight.
Absolutely. For this Raider team, a lot of young guys coming up. We saw them coming up a couple years ago. A couple of freshmen who started, Peyton Egloff, namely. Talk to me about this starting lineup composed of Sam Bannock, Jamil Safadine, Peyton Egloff, Elijah Martinez, and Daniel Carr.
Well, I mean, they're great. They're proven scorers. They all are. I mean, you talk about starting with Elijah Martinez. I mean, if you've watched the Raiders, I don't have to tell you how good he is. I mean, he does everything on both ends. He rebounds. He passes. I mean, he's the all-around point guard that you expect. I mean, he's also playing on the defensive end and making shots consistently on the other end. I mean, you talk about a two-way player. He is. And what a player to have on your point guard end, being a two-way player. I mean, you don't really hear about those types of guys. And then you talk about Jamil Safadine. I mean, come on now. I mean, that he can shoot the heck out of the ball. I mean, you're talking about someone who averaged about 11 points per game last season, probably our best three-point shooter, shooting at about really 40% from the three-point line, which is insane. And then you talk about Peyton Egloff, as you just mentioned, came as a freshman, went straight to varsity, didn't get great minutes, came back last year, and came really producing. And he did not really find himself a starting role immediately, did have to work for it, started off on the bench for about half the season. Then when it came playoff time, he was just absolutely so important to this team, making threes, playing great defense, just playing productively. And then you go to Dan Carr. As you mentioned, he came up from JV this season. He played last year as a swinger from JV varsity, did not get a lot of minutes. He will be starting tonight, which is crazy to think he was playing JV last year, and now he's playing varsity. But on JV, he led the team in most categories. He led them in blocks, rebounds, points, assists. So you talk about someone who's doing it on both ends. He's really now ready for this big time. I mean, you're talking about going up against 6'6" centers today. I mean, this is real business. I mean, you better get ready to work your butt off down low against what could be the hardest front court you will play this season.
Now, the Raiders started a lot of guards here. Talk about four players who really truly are guards, but are kind of filling in the roles of power forward and small forward. Talk to me about the size of this Raider team.
Well, on the guard side, we have great size. Elijah Martinez being a 6-footer, I mean, a 5'11", 6-footer, good size, but to tell you the truth, he really doesn't need his size. He can get to the rim no matter what. I mean, no matter who else is on him. And then you talk about guard, Sam Bannock is really a great player. He not only plays that shooting guard position, which he's known for, he's played that most of his career, he actually played a lot of power forward minutes last year and was producing. I mean, especially, we come back to this game last season. At Overland, he played starting at the power forward. Actually, he started at center. So you talk about going super small. They went small in that small ball lineup, and he produced. He was hitting threes, and he's a great three-point shooter, although last season was not his best shooting, only 28%. Not great, but this year I think he's definitely improved his shot. But at the same time, last season he really produced on the taking it to the basket end. As we know, with the dunk, he can dunk. So, I mean, in words of guard size, I'd say we're in good shape.
And all championship basketball teams know this. You need good leadership on the head coaching end. Talking about Ken Shaw, the legendary high school coach here in Colorado.
Oh, well, Coach Shaw, I mean, you can't speak enough about him and how much he's meant to this program. I mean, he has won 3 state championships here in 09, 10, and 11. And, you talk about a coach who knows what he's doing. He played college ball. He knows what he's doing. He's been a college recruiter before. He's been on those sidelines watching players that are NBA level. He knows what it takes. So we're hoping that he can lead this team, and he's obviously been doing a great job so far.
Absolutely. We'll take a quick pause here for the national anthem. And welcome back. And you want to talk about noise in the gym? Look at this Raider student section here showing out. It is a packed gym here tonight at Guy Gibbs Gym. We are set to go. A couple introductions coming up here shortly. Now for this Overland team, just looking at their roster, 2 6'6" guys, but besides that, how can they match up against the size that we already talked about of the Raiders?
Well, I mean, as we've been mentioning, they have size. They have. I mean, Regis has that against them. But then you talk about their front court, as I just mentioned earlier. They're going to be going straight to Graham Ike, the sophomore, 6'6" power forward / center, number 31, and Leolu Oak, 6'6" senior. Last season, first game of the season at Overland, phenomenal player down low. Can do anything really. He can shoot the ball, not a great shooter, not his strength, but he can take it to the rim, and he's consistent. Someone who you have to stay on. You talk about Wheelock and Kluse and Dan Carr. Those guys are going to have to watch their big men. Now, you talk about our guards. We have size. We're taller. We have the shooting, and we can take it to the rim too. But we can't underestimate speed, and that's definitely something they have on their side. So if we can stay in front of the guy, I mean, an arm's length away so that we can get some steals, get some transition, that's how we're going to win this game. If we can get our hand in there, steal the ball, and get some easy transition points to start off this game and give us some momentum, then we're on our way to an easy win if we're playing good. I mean, I watched them during warm-ups. This team is capable of making an insurmountable amount of shots. I mean, they are a great scoring team.
Absolutely. And given that this is a relatively Overland squad, we haven't seen too much of them, but in warm-ups, it certainly seemed like they were struggling to shoot the basketball. Now, talk about the bench of both these teams. How does depth come into play here in this game?
Oh, well, of course. Sorry about that, Nick. The depth of this team, I mean, they have everybody on their bench. They have big men. As I mentioned, Matt Wheelock, Jake Kluse are going to be their main big men coming off the bench. Two great players. You talk about Matt Wheelock in the depth category. Someone who can shoot the three ball for his size. So can Dan Carr, too. But Matt Wheelock, he's a big guy. I mean, he's 6 foot. Let's see here. He is 6'8", so he's a big guy. He can take it to the rim, but I mean, you talk about we've come to a stage in not only high school basketball, but college, NBA. I mean, it's all over basketball. The centers have to be good shooters at this time because it helps stretch the floor. I mean, you talk about transition. When this team stops you coming down in transition, down low in the post, you always need those big men, even your guards, to be out there for that kick-out pass just in case. That's really big. So you talk about our depth. We have a great shooting team, as you know, Nick. We are a shooting program, shoot first. We are shooting and defense mainly as a program. So you talk about guys on our bench who can immediately come up and support us shooting-wise and defensively. So that's all it's about, is we just need Joe Song, Matt Wheelock, and guys like those to come off the bench and provide that extra spark.
Absolutely. Talk about shooting. And the rotation of the basketball, that's certainly something that we've seen change in the last couple of years. It's no longer, basketball is no longer, especially at the high school level, a game of grind you out down low. You know, Overland had a player like that in Deron Davis a couple years ago, who's now as a sophomore in Indiana doing some big things there. But this Raider team really knows how to space the floor, can spread you out, and Overland, as you're mentioning, has the speed and quickness to maybe be able to match that on the defensive end.
Yes, and you talk about how it's become, the passing has become different, especially now because, I mean, you talk about Sam Bannock and Daniel Carr. I mean, they have an undersized team right now. Daniel Carr is really their only big man. I mean, Sam Bannock can play that big, but they're not going to use him in the post-up situation. So they're really going to be taking advantage of their speed and agility to taking it to the rim.
And the Raiders will start off with the basketball as Daniel Carr wins that tip cleanly. This is Martinez. Here we see Carr spreading out the floor, working up at the top of the key. Safferty gets it over to him. Now he sets a pick. Bannock trying to find some room. Instead, checks it down. Martinez on the drive, trying to flip something up. Bannock comes up with a loose ball. Raiders will reset. Bannock on the drive, pulls up. She rains it. The lid is off the basket here early for this Raider team.
And you talk about right there, a great shot, taking it off the dribble. He had a bigger guy on him. Easy one for him. That's what they want, is taking it against those big guys where he knows he can take them off the dribble.
In and out here game for Overland, and they drain that three. That was Swanson on the triple. Offense is already in gear. Egloff, nice little spin move. Trying to get it to Carr, couldn't. Checks it down. Safadine, behind the back, pulls up, drinks.
That's his game. That is his game right there, that little behind the back dribble. I mean, they're putting their big guys on him. That's easy money. He can eat right through that.
Certainly these matchups between a bigger Raider team and, well, the guards really, against some of the bigger Overland defenders. As the ball trickles out of bounds, the Raiders take over possession. That's going to be something to look out for.
Yes, and great defense already, really showing their aggressiveness. Hopefully they can continue. Hopefully keep getting these off-the-dribble moves. I mean, they're showing they can take them.
Carr on the outside. Got his man to jump. Wasn't expecting it. Checks it down to Safadine. No shot, but foul called. Fouls on Stephen Hayes of Overland. 6'3" junior. Nice little bounce pass inbounding to Martinez. He goes up strong, gets his own board. Beautiful kick out. Egloff works it inside, steps back, jumper. No good. Overland to bring it back the other way. Trying to come with some speed. Work it down low. Hayes gets it over. This is Redding, taking his time, using the pick. Jacking up a three, no good. Offensive rebound Overland, kicking outside. Redding for three, money.
And Redding,
that was Swanson.
Yes, Redding, a great player. Great guard. You talk about reliable on both ends of the floor, especially his shot. How pretty is that from the corner? Perfect shot for him. I mean, you just knew it was going in right when it left his hands.
Safadine using the pick nicely. Good Euro step and a beautiful finish.
And that Euro step move, great move for someone who's mostly known as a shooter, but they'll take his inside dribble move game.
And a travel called. Safadine to start this off. Really something interesting to see out of the Raider team is that anybody can bring it up the floor, really.
Definitely. And they're reliable, too. They're not usually turning it over very often.
It's a team of point guards, really.
Oh, totally.
Carr with the up fake. Travel called on him.
And a little timid there by Dan. I think he had kind of picked up the ball a little bit too early, really had no way to go, so he kind of had to chuck it up, but also moved his foot at the same time.
Redding on the drive. Trying to finish with the left. Stuffed, but a foul called. Foul's on Sam Bannock there. That one trickles out. Tuscan Redding, 6'2" senior. He's an aggressive driver. Knocks one of two down there. Here's Martinez, the traditional point guard, it seems, in this system. Ness will move to set himself free from Redding. A little shimmy shake, and has to kick it out for some good defense from Redding. Safadine on the drive. Too pretty. Worked his way into the lane nicely.
And he's cooking right now. I mean, you talk about someone who's not letting anybody get in his way. 2 easy layups already for Jamil, and still more to come from what I'm seeing.
Nice move out of Redding there. Working to the outside, poked away by Bannock. Good quick hands by him.
And a quick entrance for Matt Wheelock. Little trouble from Dan down low, hoping that Matt Wheelock, who has played on this varsity team before and is used to this competition, they're hoping to see if he can maybe provide that little boost of energy down low in the paint.
He matches up nicely against the 6'6" Luau Oke. Redding on the drive, lost it, picked up by Swanson, kicked over to the corner. Fading away from the rim, offensive rebound. Still alive. Wheelock grabs down the rebound. Bannock likes the matchup. Had his man jumping, little pocket pass to Martinez, and he's fouled on his way up.
And a great pass right there. I mean, that's what you call chemistry between your big man and your guard. I mean, that's what you need, especially when this team is very good defensively. I mean, although we are winning, it is close, and they have played good defense, and that's what you need. You need a big man who can pass the ball, and he can shoot. I mean, he's an all-around center down low, and that's what you need.
Martinez hits the first. Jake Klus checks into the game, in for Peyton Egloff. And I want to talk about shooters. Jake Klus certainly can give you a three-pointing addition off the bench.
And not getting a lot of playing time last year, so this is really our time to see how he's improved. I mean, we didn't get to see him a lot very often last season, except for JV.
Some tight coverage here by Martinez. Mid-range jumper falls. That's Jalen Rice. Martinez moving it up the floor quickly. Bannock with the up fake. Ball falls out of bounds. Reddish suddenly wanted a foul called. Wheelock spots up his first shot of the game, no good. Martinez aggressive on the offensive board. Fighting for it on the ground. Bannock comes up with it. Great hustle by Elijah Martinez. Safadine from downtown, no good.
Yes.
Tipped in by Wheelock though.
And Matt Wheelock working on the offensive boards and a quick 2 points off the bench. And that is what you need from a guy like Matt Wheelock. Great offensive board tipping. And it looks like a sub number 25, Alex Pena Avila. And
alongside Stephen Hayes.
Yes.
In. Ready to go inbound. Really like to work the ball through Redding here. And I believe a foul was called on the pick there.
So great defense there. It was a great job not to completely work through that screen, or else it probably would have been a foul on us. We were patient, waiting for an opportunity to get our hands in there, and we got the offensive foul, so great defense there. And let's see if Jamil can take number 5, Hayes, off the dribble.
This is Bannock now. Spots up, drains it. That's a confident shooter right there. Here's Hayes. 3-point attempt, no good. Bannock with the strong board. Pushes it up the floor nicely. Weaving his way in through traffic. Kicks out to Martinez. Nice pass down low to Bannock.
Okay, let me tell you. This is already the best basketball I've seen in my time here at Regis. The chemistry already. Beautiful pass by Elijah Martinez. I mean, seeing that lane, I mean, he threw it so fast. I was like, my gosh, where did the ball go?
Nice move here by Redding. Couldn't finish. Some nice defense there defensively. Bannock bringing up the floor. Martinez. Couple of moves, jacks up a three. Top of the backboard. Into the hands of Wheelock, and he finishes. That's something Wheelock can really give you off the bench. Some powerful rebounding ability. So this Raider team really rolling, coming out to a 10-point lead here early. Sam, what does Overland need to do to come back?
I think they need to start boarding the ball. I mean, you talk about they have 2 6'6" guys down there. I mean, we only have 1 6'8" center in, and then Sam Bannock is only 6'3", 6'4", I think. So I mean, we need
6'5".
Yeah. So I mean, they have the size down low. They're just not taking advantage of it. They need to start boarding the ball and getting on that fast break. If they could board the ball, I mean, I'm not trying to bash Regis at all. They're late on transition defense. So if Overland can start getting the ball and get some transition lanes, they'll be right back with us. But that's just how good Regis is playing right now, and that's how bad Overland is playing right now. I mean, they just cannot get anything offensively to go. And as you know, they're not a shooting team. So, and that's one trouble they're having is they're getting their open shots. I mean, Regis is saying, you know what? Take the shot. Take it. All you. But you know what? The percentage of them making it, very small. So that's kind of their mindset at this point.
Hayes off the drive, kicks it out. Redding jacks one up, drains it.
Except for him.
Excuse me, Swanson. Just a sophomore. Martinez thought about driving. And now Bannock will slow things down. On the drive here, kicks out. Mid-range J, no good for Jake Klus. Redding open from downtown.
And now they're starting to get their three-point rhythm, and that's what they need right now at this point.
Overland starting to press now. Weren't doing that before the timeout. Martinez with a beautiful move.
And that's
the lefty finish.
And that's what he feasts on right there. He feasts on those easy takes to the rim, and he finishes a very high percentage of them. And when he's not passing the ball, he's doing this.
Tyler Kellum checks in for Martinez.
And Tyler, also a new varsity player this year. And they're hoping to get some great guard. His ball handling is exquisite. I mean,
Absolutely.
You talk about someone who can take someone off the dribble. His name's Tyler Kellum.
One of the hardest guys I've seen to guard one-on-one. Overland to hold for the last shot here. Clock ticks down, 15 seconds. Now they start to work their offense. Redding flips one up. Kick out to Hayes. Mid-range jumper good. 1 second left on the clock. Not enough time for the Raiders. So a 21-17 lead here at the end of one. Regis Jessup really clicking offensively. Sam, give me a recap of that first quarter.
Well, I think ultimately, I personally thought that was some of the best play from Regis most of that first quarter. Towards the end, they got a little tired, you could tell. But in that first half, they're passing, their defense, they're scoring. I mean, they're off the ball dribbling skills. I mean, they were constantly taking these guys. I mean, you talk about the decision to take someone like Leolu Oke, who's 6'6", can't really move that well. Put him against someone like Elijah Martinez or Jamil Safadine or Sam Bannock. I mean, every single time he's going to take him off the dribble. I mean, it's crazy. So I think if they can keep that up and keep getting those big guys on them, just take them off the dribble every time and easy buckets. You can just start adding points on over and over, like easy, let's go. I mean, come on.
Absolutely.
I mean, off the ball is what they can do. I mean, it's just it's crazy to me that they're doing it because, I mean, that's how we've scored the majority of our points is from just taking these guys off the dribble because they're okay defenders, but we can take them. I mean, because we have that great of ball handlers on our team.
So Reading will start off the second quarter here for Overland. Working against Kellum. Flips over to Hayes. Swatted by Wheelock, but a foul call.
And that was a tough one there. Tama Tuateli trying to take the charge there. As we know, a strong player, former football player this past season, had a great job with the football team. Coming in, I thought that was an offensive foul. It was close, and I think he was in the restricted area, which means that wasn't going to be called. So a tough one there, but it was close.
Yeah, Tuateli, one of the best two sports players here at Regis. Him and Justin Lamb used to swing football and basketball as that first shot falls. Justin Lamb taking the year off for basketball. Tuateli in the top 10 in tackles this year. 1 for 2 from the line there. Safdien brings up the floor. Spins on his man and finishes.
Oh.
What a move in the lane. That was a little isolation there for Safdien. Couldn't find anything.
That's what he likes. He likes isolation.
Couldn't find anything else, so he took it himself. Raider crowd wanted to travel. Fouls on the floor before.
Let's see if they can make it out of the trap again. They've done a pretty good job of it so far. That's going to be,
Wheelock here catches that one. Takes his time, hands it off to Safdien. Jacks up a three. No good on that attempt. Overland now. Nice crossover there by Reading. Shoots his own three. A little short. Down low to Tama. On the transition, points. 2 more.
And great pass to Tama Tuateli. Had a small playoff, I should say a small playoff appearance last season. Was not able to produce a lot. So coming into this game, I think he's hoping to show them that he's ready to go.
Good defense there by Tuateli, but strong finish. .6:23 left to go in the first half. Kellum on the drive. Couldn't finish, so Overland comes the other way. Reading again for 3, no good. He struggled a little bit since his hot first quarter.
Yeah, and an over the back foul there by Oke. A little bit antsy there on the boards and kind of almost flew right over Matt Wheelock on that one play. And with that, he'll come out of the game.
Big group substitution for the Raiders. Dan Carr, Peyton Egloff, and Elijah Martinez check in. Kellum gets up to Carr. Overland did a good job of transitioning there. A blocking foul called against Stephen Hayes.
And a nice job there by Tyler not to go crazy on that one because they trapped him right there. And most of the times they would kind of go crazy, but he was able to find himself out of that trap and also get the foul at the same time. So impressive by Tyler Kellum.
Carr on the pick. Great spin move by Egloff. Carr hands it off to Martinez. Great pick by Dan Carr, setting Egloff free, but he airballed.
And not something you see very often from Peyton Egloff, who is a very good shooter for this program.
Kellum with the rebound. Now here's Egloff. Passes a little bit behind him. So Overland takes the ball right back.
And a little lackadaisical there by Tyler Kellum. I think he's still trying to find his way into the groove. I mean, obviously he hasn't been on this team for a while, so he's still trying to find his chemistry with guys like Elijah and Peyton, who he's ultimately not fighting, but going to be playing that guard position with.
Missed on the hook shot. Carr with the rebound. Martinez will bring it up the floor. Kicks out to Tuatelli over to Kellum. Lefty finish.
Nice take by Tyler Kellum. Has the speed.
Gets the steal on the inbound. Over to Martinez. Couldn't finish. Good aggressiveness from Egloff on the board. But it went out on him. Almost an amazing series of events for Tyler Kellum there.
Nice job there by Tyler Kellum, getting his first action and showing them that he can play.
And if I'm not mistaken, I don't believe he played basketball for the Raider team last year. Not on JV.
He actually did. Yes, he did play and was actually a great player for them. Started at that point guard position and was very successful. And once they saw how great he played, I think they thought, I think it's time for him to become our kind of six-man type person. 2 offensive boards for Overland and a mid-range J. Good. And for Swanson, that's how he does things. Whenever he gets that wide open shot, I mean, you talk about off the dribble, he can do it too. And when he's isolated against other guys, our big men, he can take them.
Bannock, nice move off the pick.
And then you talk about isolation, that's what Sam Bannock takes advantage of every single time, is that isolation.
Overland moving the ball around, top the key. Swatted away by Martinez.
And that's what I was talking about when you talk about two-way. And
Martinez,
there's the speed
right
there.
Might have been partially blocked, but he still finished. What a play by Elijah Martinez on both ends. In the lane and rejected by Daniel Carr, but foul coming up. I believe it'll be on Peyton Egloff.
And nice job by Daniel to at least get in the way. I mean, although it was a foul, it was actually a good foul. You talk about, okay, I mean, he is a great player down low and someone that you have to foul sometimes or else he's going to finish over you. He's a tough and big guy.
First one doesn't fall for Luau. Okay. He's one of those 6'6" centers you've been talking about. He's a senior. Brings some experience. This Overland team that historically has had very solid big men. And he checks out for Alex Pena-Avila.
And they need to watch out for Alex Pena-Avila, a great shooter actually as a big man. He's going to be playing kind of that power forward position and someone that you have to watch because you don't really want any more threes from this team. That's how they've gained most of their points is that three-point jumper.
Sopidine with a beautiful inbound pass, almost like a fake three. And Dan finished that off nice. Goy Wang from downtown.
And not something that you would have expected from someone like him. Was not shooting very well pregame and didn't really think that would be his game, but I guess he can do it.
He's a 6'5" senior, adds a little bit of size. Sopidine elects not to use the pick. Somehow found Dan Carr. Beautiful move by Bannock, and an even better finish. You gotta be kidding me.
And that's gonna give him 11 points already. And I mean, by the way he's playing, he's on his way to a 20-point game. I mean, he is just playing absolutely amazing basketball. And you talk about the up and under move. I mean, that guy is literally running straight at you.
Wow, he's falling down on his back.
I know.
About to hit the floor.
Like a mid-air Euro step. I mean, gosh.
Foul called on Tuatelli after the rebound.
Great take there by Salmon. Oh, wow, this is just exciting to watch.
Certainly has met the high energy opening game you would expect between these two high-powered teams coming into the preseason. Raiders ranked number 4, Overland number 7.
And let's see if they can consistently keep up their defense.
Goy Wang with a tough shot. Well off the mark.
Yes, and great defense.
Sopidine. Martinez on the dribble drive, kicks out to Wheelock. No good there, but he can usually spread the floor pretty well. Swanson on the pull-up jumper, good.
And Swanson's having a phenomenal game so far. I mean, he has the majority of their points, taking it to the rim, scoring threes, mid-range.
Sopidine. foul called on his maneuver.
And definitely an iffy foul call there, but I guess there was a little bit of a shove, but nothing really I thought was obvious there.
Stephen Hayes checks in for Goy Wang on the Overland side. Jake Kloos getting ready to check in. Safdin, a guy we know can shoot the three very well, but we haven't seen him jack up too many of those tonight. Here he is at the free throw line. Shot 90% from the line last year. Just phenomenal free throw shooting.
Now I have to go back to this throwback, Nick, of the last playoff game. That was tough. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, Jamil's as you mentioned, he's a 90% free throw shooter and did not play great. So I think tonight he's wanting to come back and show that he really is a 90% free throw shooter. That is no fluke.
Absolutely. Missed a couple of free throws. That dribble goes off the leg of Reddick. Somehow kept it alive. Couldn't finish. Bannock tipped it away and Wheelock corrals. Safdin from downtown. Money. He doesn't need any space.
That's why they call him Jammy Buckets. Well, now they do because I just said it.
Coining phrases left and right out here, Sam Stern.
Funny.
Quick hands by Elijah Martinez. Poked that one away. Couldn't come up with the steal, though.
Dang. How about Jamil and Sam combining for 22 points already? Both hit about 4 threes together. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, this is just crazy. And I mean, literally has to do no off the dribble move, no kind of crossover. Just, you know what? Put your hand in my face. I'll just take the shot right over you. Slap me in the face if you want. I'll still make it. I mean, come on. I mean,
it's incredible. Sometimes you see him shooting in the gym beforehand, even in this, and shooting ability is undeniable. Something you can't teach.
Yes.
And this Raider team really been able to shoot the ball well last year. Weren't a great shooting team. Safdin didn't get a lot of minutes, but this year they really added some depth in the shooting. I know Dan Carr especially worked on his outside game over the summer.
He definitely did. Last season, he actually was a pretty great mid-range shooter on JV. That's actually how he was scoring the majority of his paints, other than the paint, obviously. But yes, over this past off season, he really did work on his shooting form, changed it up a little bit. I think he added a little bit more arc, which was very helpful to his shot. And because of it, he's become very consistent, and even more consistent is his free throw shooting. This summer, that was something that he really wanted to work on. Had a couple games where he had missed free throws that could have helped them in late game opportunities, and he really worked on it and has now become a great free throw shooter. So definitely something that's going to help this team, especially if he's going to start, and especially when it comes down to, if it happens tonight maybe, if it becomes close and they need those really clutch free throws.
Goy Wang inbounds after the Overland timeout. Jalen Rice shoots the ball very well. Some decent defense there, and a bigger offender by Elijah Martinez. Rice couldn't contain himself on the dribble drive. The Raiders take the ball back.
Great defense there. Just providing a little bit of a push there. Not really a foul, but just kind of to make him feel uncomfortable, and because of it, lost his dribble, and that's what they want. And let's see if he's gonna just take him again. They put the big men on him.
Gets a pick from Wheelock on the drive. Pump fakes, and Wang went end over end on top of him. Some decent composure there by Safdin to stay upright.
Yeah, and a great gymnastics play there. That's going to score them points. I think they got a 10 out of 10 on that one. Except, oh, wait, never mind. There's no scoring judges here. Sorry about that. But interesting play there.
Safdin hits the first. Called that foul on the floor. But didn't matter. Safdin hit the front end of the one-on-one. And the back end. Redding checks in for Overland. A little bit of a different look here for Overland as Stephen Hayes brings up the floor. Found Swanson, tight coverage there by Softy. Hayes, good move. Covered tightly by Calusa.
Oh.
He still finished on top of Wheelock.
Pretty in and out dribble there and finished right over Matt Wheelock. Very tough shot, but made it look easy.
Martinez avoids the double team. Bannock slows things down. 20 seconds left to go. Raiders would like to go. Bannock, what a beautiful drive and one.
And merry early Christmas there, as he just says, let me give you your first Christmas present, and it's an and one foul.
Bannock, one of the better ball handlers on the team, can really drive it right down your throat. Redding brings up the floor. This Overland offense really works through him. Swanson over to Hayes on the drive. Good rebound there by Tyler Kellum. Hucks one up.
He almost got it off the floor. Wow, that would have been phenomenal. That would have made SportsCenter and Shackton at the same time.
And with that, we'll end the first half of play here. And something new we're adding this year, CJ Webster is going to come out, do a little reporter stand-up on the game, give us his thoughts, and that'll be our halftime show. So make sure you stick around. Of course, come back for the second half of play. Here's CJ.
Check, 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 check. So, welcome back. Welcome back to Raider Sports Network. My name is Sam Stern along with CJ Webster. And CJ, a great first half, obviously, for Regis. Coming back this season, offensively and defensively, just playing phenomenal on both ends. I mean, you talk about Sam Bannock and Jameel Safadine providing a huge boost. Jameel with 11 points and Sam Bannock with a strong 14 points to end that first half. And, I mean, what are you seeing out there from not just those two guys, but really that whole team as a whole?
You know, I see the Regis team tonight pushing the tempo. They're getting up and down the floor. They're playing great on both ends of the floor, offensively and defensively. It's just been a good night. The shooting percentage is there. Everything is looking solid, so I like what I see in the first half with this team.
Yeah, I completely agree. Their shooting's in great shape. And obviously, as I mentioned, their defense in great shape. But you talk about going over to that Overland squad, having trouble getting baskets on this end. They were able to hit some shots, and they're still in the game, obviously, but definitely we're having trouble on the offensive and defensive end. What else do they need to do, specifically on the defensive end, to stop this very high-powered offense?
You know, I'm going to first talk about offensively. I think in the first half they shot too many threes. They need to get inside a little bit more. And then on the defensive side of the ball, they just need to play a little tighter, make sure that everything's collapsed outside, and make sure the help defense is there, because people on Regis have been able to drive the lanes way too easily tonight, and you can see that in the scoreboard.
Yeah, and you also talk about, I mean, with OK down low, who's a great center, I mean, it's kind of been surprising. They haven't been grabbing a lot of offensive rebounds and defensive rebounds. I mean, obviously it's not just OK's problem, it's their whole team's problem, but I mean, their boarding has just been kind of leading to these fast break opportunities. But I mean, what else can they do? I mean, they're boxing out, but I mean, is there anything else they can do to get the ball? I mean, because we're shooting the ball every time, and every time it misses, we're constantly getting the rebound, which obviously we're happy about. But for them, that's kind of starting to become a theme. What can they do to get these boards?
You know, that's a great question. I think Regis tonight has just been out hustling them. They've wanted the ball more than Overland has, and I think they just need to take it one possession at a time, get good looks, and crash the glass.
Yeah, completely agreed. So we're going back into this game, this second half, with a score of 45-30 Regis. Looking forward to a great second half. Thank you so much, and please stay with us. Thank you very much.
What's up, guys? I'm Nick Sangelis, and that's the heroic.
And this, as you know, is another epi of RJTV.
Yeah. Hi, this is Olivia Granado reporting for RJ Media Girls Division with
Liz O'Halloran
and
Hallie Walker.
we're reporting from the Regis Overland game at halftime, and we're excited to show you what we've got. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Raider Sports Network. I'm Nick Sangelis alongside Sam Stern. Special thanks to CJ Webster and the question of the week. Girls, make sure to check them out on RJTV. And hey, check out me and Sam as well on RJTV while you're at it.
Yes, please do. A great show. I mean, of course it's going to be a great show. Nick Sangelis is in it.
I think it's more like because Sam's in it.
Oh, thank you. You don't have to be so nice.
Oh, what can I say?
Gosh.
Now let's start this second half. Redding jacks up a three, no good. Pinballs up a couple of players until it falls in the hand of Dan Carr. Safadine comes the other way. Safadine working his way.
And I
gets
think
a double team.
Yeah, and I think he's looking for a screen from Dan, but just can't get there.
And Egloff. Pancakes on the floor after he's tripped up. Foul called on Goy Wang.
Oof.
Nice little feather pass to Bannock on the inbound. Working on Hayes. Carry called.
Yeah, I think kind of a tough situation he put himself in going to that left corner. Kind of really had no way. Tried to go sideline. I mean, even if that wouldn't have been called, I think it probably would have become an out of bounds because, I mean, he was on his way out of bounds. I mean,
yeah, fantastic defense by Hayes. Forced him out of bounds there.
Definitely.
It's a nice matchup on both ends. Both kind of small guys that can shoot.
Yes.
And bang down low.
And good ball handling.
Yes. Redding taking his time. Finds Wang from downtown. Money. 45-33 now.
Well, lesson learned, viewers. Don't judge people by their warm-ups.
Martinez, wait for something to happen down low, takes it himself, kicks it outside. Dan Carr takes the mid-range, no good there. And that's usually his game.
Yeah, just a little bit too hard there.
Wang from the corner, no good. Great rebound by Redding.
Well, it looks like that was Hayes, actually, who we were just talking about, is someone who's just shown tons of aggression on the boards.
Yes, correction, Hayes there. Foul called on Elijah Martinez. That's his second. That one's a little long. Talk about this Hayes-Bannock matchup here, Sam. Who's winning right now?
I'd have to say Sam. I mean, you talk about someone who's just shown out on both ends of the floor. I mean, his shooting, as we talked about before the game, shooting was not great last season. And I can already see a glimpse of what we're probably going to see for the rest of the season.
Martinez falls short on the jump hook. But he gets the steal on the other end. What a beautiful hustle play there by Martinez, and he slows things down.
And Elijah Martinez, someone who really would like to play college basketball and someone who has the utmost ability to do so. So, very, very good player.
Bannock. No good on that three-point attempt. Here's Swanson. Takes the leaner. Couldn't get the friendly roll. Martinez comes up with a loose ball.
And he's been rebounding the ball very well already in the second half. Was rebounding it well in the first half too, but just didn't get very many.
Mm-hmm. Carr leaning back there a little bit. Nobody under the hoop, so Egloff cleans it up nicely. Safadine wants it. Set the skip pass over to Bannock. Feeds it inside to Carr. And Carr's missed his last three shots.
Yes, and just really quick there. Really didn't even look at the basket. Just kind of slung it up right when he got it.
High arcing shot, no good. Corralled by Safadine. He's got to look out for Hayes on his backside. Excuse me, that's Wang. Evades a double team by passing it to Bannock. Timeout called by head coach Ken Schott. Sam, what are you noticing here at the start of the second half?
Well, a little bit slower, obviously. Both teams not really getting a lot of field goals to start. I think that Regis' defense has still been good. other than the Wang 3, or I guess I should say 2 threes that he's had in this game, I think that really they've been playing some good defense. I think now they just need to realize that Wang can shoot the 3-ball. So there needs to be no more take it. Like, put a hand in the face and try your best to either block it or just contest. I mean, if they're going to contest, I mean, not just for Wang, but all the rest of the guys on Overland, if they can just stick a hand up in the face and just contest, I mean, the percentage goes from, if you're just going to let them shoot a wide open shot, that's usually a 90%er right there if it's a good shooter. And if you have a hand in the face, it goes down insurmountably.
The Raiders doing a great job of shutting down Swanson so far. He has 0 field goal attempts besides the 2-pointer early. Safadine jacks up a deep 3, no good. Wang brings up the floor the other way. Spins away from Safadine. Couldn't get the roll. Tipped away by Wheelock. Picked up by Overland. And a foul called by Matt Wheelock.
And a tough play there. I personally thought that there might have been an offensive foul down low. I saw someone fly down to the ground. I think it was Elijah, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe Tyler. But definitely an interesting play. I think it was a good foul, though, by Wheelock. Kind of a tough situation for him. I think he had really no choice. I mean, once he got the offensive rebound, he immediately put it back up. It probably would have been an easy one if Matt Wheelock wouldn't have slapped his hand. So kind of an interesting one there.
Redding, a guy who we've seen really handle the possession here for Overland throughout this game. Safadine bounces it over to Martinez. Inside out, poked away. Overland coming on the fast break. And a great take there.
It's starting to look a little scary if you're a Raider fan right now. Couple turnovers in a row, not something you want to see.
Great work there by the Raiders offensively, but oh my goodness. What a rejection from Luolu. Okay.
Yes, and that's what he does. That's why he's on this team, is for blocking shots and making shots. And he showed right there his ability, but guess who else can shoot shots? Peyton Egloff, but not that time.
Missing there. Wheelock missing on the tip. Here comes Wang. Getting more playing time here in the second half. This is Swanson open from downtown. Can't leave him that open. Just talked about how they were denying him the ball. Couldn't do it there. Overland coming back to this press.
And great passing.
He fades away. Short.
And he is not having a great game so far. Has not been able to make a field goal yet thus far. So definitely something you have to be worried about if you're Coach Ken Shaw.
Now they're working in the post. This is okay. Wide open, no good.
It might have been a little bit of a travel there. A little no call, but didn't really matter. Still missed anyways.
Martinez on the wing. Safadine from downtown. Money.
And Jamil Safadine's shot, so smooth. Doesn't shoot it too hard. Just effortlessly just shoots it so soft, and it just barely grazes the rim every time. Just straight net.
And you want to talk about assist here. Elijah Martinez doing a fantastic job passing.
Yes, he is. And really working his way around the floor.
Nice
really
finish there by Wang on the drive.
Yes.
He's really heating up.
He is.
Martinez finds Egloff. Safadine thought about driving, instead slows things down.
And I'm interested to see if Jamil takes another shot. He will.
He's feeling it. A little bit of a heat check there.
Yes, maybe not the right time, though, to do a heat check with it being cut down to a 6-point game. And what could,
no shot called. The foul was before.
Now that would have been a crazy turn of events if that would have went in.
Absolutely.
Definitely a game influencer, or influential moment, I guess I should say.
Bannock and Tamatuatelli check in. Bannock matching up against Goy Wang now.
And they're going to put Tamatuatelli on Swanson. An interesting matchup there. Tama's definitely going to need to use his size and strength against Swanson, and let's see if Swanson maybe takes advantage of it, or maybe that's not the right matchup for him.
Egloff checks right back in for Martinez. Interesting there. Came out for about 2 seconds of game time. And now Carr checks in for Wheelock. He's been putting in some hard work down low.
Oh, and that was a great block by Tama, but they call a foul. Great overall defense there. Really just stayed in his way, did not let him go straight to the rim. And I personally thought that that was a great block, but looks like he got a little body in there too.
So Goy Wang really heating up right now in the third quarter. Showing us he can shoot the three after a rather cold first half. Misses the second one. Carr trying to find Bannock. Does. Traps in the corner. Hucks one up for Egloff. And he evades traffic nicely.
Nice job by Peyton Egloff. Having trouble tonight, but a great way there to get away from that trap that was about to occur.
Safadine. Raiders really trying to find something down low. Carr isn't open though. Out to Bannock. Some fantastic defense by Overland here. Really denying the inside. Great rotation too. Bannock trying to find the key to the puzzle that is the Overland D. Good no-look pass into Carr. He wasn't too ready.
Way to save it by Daniel. A little risky of a pass there. Almost got stolen by OK.
Raiders really trying to figure out what to do here. Safadine thought about a three. Good closeout. That denied him there.
And interesting, it almost seems like they're purposely kind of trying to keep the ball away from Overland and waste time that they can take to catch up, which is really smart, actually.
Yeah, minute left. You know, we've seen Ken Shaw do this in the past. It's really a brilliant use of time.
It is, and you definitely need it, especially when it's only a 5-point game when you had a double-figure lead.
Certainly, it's almost like a play call here.
Yes.
Now they start to bring some pressure in the half court. Safadine in trouble. Over to
nice
Belly.
save.
Will they call travel or a foul? Foul.
Great play by Tama Tuatelli to recover it, because that was about to be a turnover and would have been very maddening for the team.
And how about the recognition by Overland coach telling the team to push up, press on these Raider ball handlers. Almost worked.
Well, it's definitely working. That's really the only thing you can do if you want to get the ball back, is press and really get up into the guy. I mean, they showed it right there. If you get up into the guy, push him around, you have a better chance of stealing that ball away, and that's the only way they're going to get it.
Danny Fisher, head coach of Overland. Skip pass to Egloff. 15 seconds left now. They've wasted almost a minute and a half on this possession. Not necessarily wasted. How about used wisely?
And it's Jamil time. He loves this ISO work.
3 seconds left. Over to Bannock, wide open at the buzzer. No good.
And a little bit too long there with the little shimmy and dancing on that right side. And I think if he would have passed it a little bit faster, I think they would have had a better shot attempt. But he got wide open, just a little off. So, but an interesting third quarter for Regis. I think a little bit lackadaisical.
Indeed. Overland did a great job of cutting down on that Raider lead. It was 15 or 20 at one point for the Raiders. Now it sits at 5. So at the end of the third quarter, Raiders lead it 48-43. What does Regis need to do to close this one out here in the fourth?
Well, I think in this fourth quarter, I think the biggest thing is defense. I mean, as you mentioned earlier in this broadcast, and as I said, Wang has shown the ability to make the shot. They have not pressed up quite as well as they need to. And if they want to win this game and add some more points, if they are going to, unless they're going to keep running that play, which was working, I mean, they need to play some good defense. And I think the main player really to watch, who's going to mean the most to this team, or I think it's two players. I think it's Redding and Swanson. They're two backcourt guys. I mean, those two guys have shown the ability to not only shoot but take it to the rim. And if they can get some more opportunities like that, it's only 5 points, two more buckets, and this is a tie game.
Safadine taking things slow initially. Double team on Carr, which he avoided. Flipped it inside to him. He couldn't corral it. And was forced to kick it out to Safadine. At the logo sits Jamil Safadine. One-on-one action for him. Around the back.
Oh.
And a charging foul called on him.
It did not look like a charge to me. I don't know about you, Nick. I think it was actually a great use of the behind-the-back dribble. But I think that he might have used the elbow to clear some space in rooms that they weren't able to steal it away from him. But definitely a little bit risky there of a call.
And that elbow is almost a natural inclination when you're using the behind-the-back maneuver.
Definitely is.
No good on the three from Rice. Gets his own rebound, kicks it outside. Fade away mid-range, no good. Still can't get a rebound for the Raiders. And Rice finishes off the second chance points.
And great play by Rice. Very lackadaisical from Regis. And they need to start taking care of the ball and get some offense going. And that's when you need to call Elijah Martinez.
3-point game. Bannock off the glass. Some tight coverage, but he fights through it beautifully. 5-point game still. This Overland crowd's getting back into it. See their student section back on their feet. Had been down at one point when the Raiders were starting to take away the game. Skip pass, poked away for a moment by Safadine.
Oh.
And what a finish by Redding. Beautiful take by him.
As I said, they're going to utilize their backcourt as much as they can. And that's exactly why right there. They can take anybody on this Raider team to the hole, and they've done it with ease. And because of it, Coach Shaw is very upset at Peyton Egloff for his defensive cover right there, letting him go straight to the rim for that right-handed weak side layup. I mean, you talk about defense there. This is the type of team where you give them a wide-open lane, you don't even have to watch the game. Add the points on the scoreboard. I mean, that's the type of team that they've been playing like. So if they can start playing some better defense and just playing better as a whole, they're going to be in better shape. But plays like that, I mean, you can see it from the anger in Coach Shaw's face. It ain't going to cut it. So they need to get something done on the defensive end.
Maybe it was the halftime message by Danny Fisher, head coach of Overland, but this Overland team has really figured out the Raider D. They were getting stymied early. Now they've come out here, cut down the lead significantly.
And an interesting idea to leave Tama Tuateli in there. Has had a basket, but hasn't had a crazy good offensive night. So interested to see if they keep him in for a longer amount of time, and it chooses to take his time there.
And Martinez into the game now, carrying the ball. Safadine open, just missed. Tuateli fell hard after trying to get the rebound. Off of Wheelock's foot. An unfortunate dribbling mistake by Redding. Bannock no look over to Wheelock. And now Martinez says, let's slow things down.
And it looks like they're running a screening play, hoping to get their shooters open.
Martinez, Euro step, fouled on his way up. You see, I believe Overland was working with sort of man zone there on the defensive end. A little bit more man coverage on the outside than we saw in the past.
And Elijah Martinez at the line, in my opinion, if not the number one, probably the number two player on this team when you talk about consistency and really just a great player. I mean, as I mentioned earlier, he is wanting to play college basketball, maybe even D1 if he possibly can. So is Jamil Safadine, even though he has one more year left. Exciting to hear that. But that's the type of player Elijah Martinez is. And there's Tama.
Great rebound by Tuateli. Leaves Martinez open with the screen, and he buries it. Tama Tuateli. On the rebound and assist, and a great finish by Martinez. Kick out by OK over to Redding. In the corner, Rice. A great closeout by Bannock. Influenced that shot significantly. Batted away by OK nicely and cleanly as well.
And great aggressiveness on the boards by Tama Tuateli, and that's what they need right now if they want to keep in this game. And you know what? Tama Tuateli is grabbing him from OK like OK's 3'6". I mean, he's making him look small, and it's Tama time, hopefully, in the words of Jake Stewart, our other broadcaster.
There he is on the touchdown inbound pass. Finishing out the layup strongly, using his strength. And a steal there. Looked like Martinez might have batted it away first. Couldn't tell. Excuse me. Martinez slowing things down. He's got Redding on him now. Skip pass to Wheelock. He wants the three. No good. Certainly becoming more aggressive from outside is Wheelock in this game.
Yes, and that should be Regis' ball as it bounced right off of Swanson's leg. And great defense here. I think they must have heard us, Nick. I mean, they must have heard us because we told them that we didn't tell them. We were talking to each other about how they needed to amp up their defense, and they definitely have already.
Yeah, great work by Ken Shaw out of that timeout to really collect his team defensively. Another timeout called here by Shaw. 4:20 left to go in the game. 9-point lead for the Raiders. How can they maintain that?
I mean, just keep playing the way they're playing. I mean, they're playing strong defense right now, definitely showing their athletic ability. I mean, you talk about a play right here. I mean, you say don't give up. I mean, right here on this play, they probably could have had a fast break shot or layup right here. And Jamil with the steal and a transition basket, although it was to Tama and almost went out of bounds, almost a turnover. Tama was able to save it and get it out to our shooter who ended up scoring. So that's just the type of plays they need right there, is not only great defense, not only keeping the turnovers down, but on plays where they may not go your way or may kind of go haywire, recovering, staying calm, and making sure that you keep it up and keep the play going. I mean, that's what it's all about. You can never give up. You have to always keep the play going, and that's what they're doing. So if they can keep up what they're doing right now, I think we're in great position.
Second chance points become so important in a close game like this, as you mentioned.
They definitely do. And to tell you the truth, it can really tell the difference between a win and a loss is those extra points.
And with the likes of Wheelock, Tuateli getting more minutes now, I think for that reason, they certainly have a lot of offensive rebounders on their team.
Yes.
Here's Martinez. Shimmy shake, couldn't get himself free. Safadine trying to find his way out of the double team. Here's Martinez. Fakes pass over to Bannock, now he gives it to him. Open from downtown, no good.
And in the words of Jake Stewart, Tama Tama.
Tama Tuateli, lighten up. Inbound into Wheelock, hands it off immediately to the passer, Bannock. Two fake passes until he gets it over to Martinez. Pull-up jumper, beautiful.
Oh, that was absolutely perfection in the shot. I mean, and then on the defensive end,
Bannock with the steal. Bounce pass over to Martinez for three. No good. Wheelock fighting for it along with Bannock, and it stays here.
And a lot of action right now is the Raiders are more than active on the offensive boards right now and really working hard. And wow, this is exciting. What a great way to start off the season, especially by the Raiders.
Just an 11-point game, but you can feel the momentum coming into the Raiders' favor. Inbound, or excuse me, trying to get it into the post to Wheelock, tipped away.
And something, Nick, I don't know about you, but I feel like they need to start utilizing that a little bit more, is taking it down to the post, especially with Matt, who has a way smaller guy on him right now.
Here's potentially a mismatch. It's Martinez against Wang. Ball tipped up, and Wheelock finishes. He was trying to pass it, but almost became a shot. Wheelock was there to pick up the trash. Neat finish there by Alex Pena Avila.
And let's see if Elijah can get something started up top. He's the facilitator of our offense.
Bannock, nice move. Martinez in the corner. Bounces around and falls. That's how this game's going right now for the Raiders. They're getting the bounces. Wang trying to answer back with the three of his own. No good. Martinez fighting beautifully for a rebound. Couldn't get it. Swanson slows things down. Somehow got that one to fall. That was Jalone Rice.
Great defense by Matt there. Just a little unlucky on the tough finish.
Bannock. Hands it over to Jamil Safdien. He'll slow things down. 2 minutes left to go. 12-point game. Jamil working against Rice. Beautiful crossover. Fakes the pass. Got stuffed by Wang. I believe a jump ball was called there.
And a little bit of a tough call. I personally thought that it should have been a jump ball before the travel. I thought that the only reason why he walked is because they were both handling the ball together. I mean, they were dancing like at homecoming together on the court.
Swanson airball. Picked up by Tuatelli. Martinez with the left. Here's Safdien. He's really handled the ball a lot here tonight.
Yes, which is not something you normally see. And Tama's wanting it in the post.
Nice crossover. Out to Bannock, fakes the three, and falls hard to the ground.
And you know what? He's wanting a dunk. I can just tell it by his face right now and his facial expressions. He's wanting to tomahawk one right on their heads. Let's see if he can do it.
A little repeat of last year, that would be.
Oh, gosh. I would probably be going crazy on the mic. I'd probably have to take my headset off. I'd go insane.
Couldn't blame you. Alex Pena-Avila on the foul, a little shaken up, comes out of the game. Oke, checking in.
I have to say, OK up close is very humongous. I mean, holy crap. He's a gigantic monster.
Bannock gets the friendly roll. He as well, very efficient free throw shooter last year. No good on that one. Swanson. Brings down the left side, kicks out for the three. Hit the backboard before it fell into Oke's hands. No good. Got shoved out of the interior by Talma Tuatelli nicely on the rebound. Great box out by him. Almost poked from behind by Swanson. Foul called on him, though.
Yes, and clutch and great play by Talma Tuatelli grabbing these very important rebounds. Although it's basically guaranteed that we've won this game, he's shown this game that he really earns this playing time at that power forward position as a big man. And very impressive tonight from Tama, who did not really get a lot of opportunities last season.
And Overland, understandably, very aggressive here on this possession. Trying every chance they can get for a steal. Raiders just trying to waste some time. 30 seconds left to go in the game. Martinez gets around with the left. Wheelock couldn't corral. $27.8 left to go for the inbound. From downtown, Wang, money.
My gosh, Nick, this is unbelievable. Although the game's over, Wang's shooting's been impressive. I mean, holy, I didn't even know he could shoot the ball.
What a pass by Martinez there on the outlet. Underhanded to Wheelock. Here comes Oke. Safdien steals it and will dribble this one out. Regis Jesuit taking the home opener against Overland 64-54. A fantastic night from Sam Bannock, Jamil Safdien, Elijah Martinez showing they're working up to their positions. Sam, any last thoughts?
Definitely a great game of the season. Very impressive, very enjoyable, and a great win and confident win for the Raiders.